My name is Lynette King, and today I would like to talk to you about the family structure of El Salvador. This is a very tiny country, and my husband and I took a trip there 3 years ago and realized that it's no bigger than Massachusetts. Um, this country is located at 1350 North and 8855 West, and it's probably the most populated country for its size in the world. The climate of El Salvador is tropical, and it has a rainy season and a dry season. The rainy season is from May to October, and the dry season is from November to April. On the coast, it has a tropical climate, and in the uplands, it's temperate. When we arrived there, we were at the airport and it was extremely hot. And I had to request air conditioning in the cab because I couldn't hardly breathe. It is just really, really hot. And um, so I just wanted to share that with you because of the fact that things are so different in other parts of the world. Here we're experiencing snow now, whereas they never even have seen snow. And so the climate is very important. Uh, the religions of El Salvador are very much involved in the family. Um, the main religion of El Salvador is Catholicism. And of course, Catholicism does not promote birth control. So, therefore, uh, they really don't do anything to promote or to cause the births to not exist. So they end up with anywhere from 4 to 6 children in their family. So it's quite large families. Uh, the mother stays in the home and takes care of the children and the home, and the father is the breadwinner. He's the one that goes out and makes the money for the family to live on and to meet their needs. The other two religions for El Salvador are Protestant and Jehovah Witness, and these are very strict religions. And so the people of El Salvador spend a lot of time in church. They're very religious. Uh, Most of them are just real hardworking and very family oriented. The men are the ones that go out and work, as I said before, and the women stay at home. And the children are the ones that go to school. But if they do not have a home, if they're just on the street, then they have to go to work. Many of the men have to leave their homes and they have to go to places like the United States, or they have to go to other countries to make money because there's no other way to support their families. The effect of immigration, we see it from our side of things here in the United States with all these people coming. But the other side is if they don't do something, their family is going to cease to exist. And as we came into El Salvador, I had actual cultural shock because over my lifetime, I have seen many movies or shows like documentaries on TV showing third world countries where they had like the carts with the fruit on them and they're alongside the road with like a donkey or a horse pulling them. And that was one of the first things I saw. And I thought, wow, I almost couldn't believe it. Um, El Salvador has drastic effects on their family with the men leaving and going to other countries. There's now no man in the family to set an example and to be there, for his young children to know how to live their life. The young boys in the family don't have a father to look to learn things from, and the girls don't have a father to give her like compliments and different things like that so that she can gain self-esteem. It has a drastic effect on the family. The men, they from the onset of their family life, when they're first born into the family, they are taught this manly type of a way that's called machismo. And it actually is a culture. It has become a culture, and all over El Salvador and the other Spanish countries, they practice this machismo. And what it means is that um, the man's responsibility is to provide for, protect, and defend his family. And they take this extremely serious. The idea is so strong that it drives a lot of the men to leave the family, which they love very much and hold so dear to their hearts, to go to other countries and work to make money to support their family. And they live cheap, you know, when they're like in the United States or another country, and they send the money home so that their families can survive, so they can have, you know, food and the different necessities that they need. It means so much to them to know that their families are protected and taken care of. Immigration is really hard on the families. There's many years that go by, and sometimes the man doesn't get to see his family, or the family get to see the man, and the whole time the children are growing up. And we're very blessed now to have technology where they can Skype if they have the equipment and see their fathers that way. So it's just really heartbreaking to know that this is happening all over the world, and especially in El Salvador. When the children are young, and like I was saying before, if they don't have a home, they have to go to work, and they work in industries like food processing, beverages, petroleum, chemicals, fertilizer, textiles, furniture making, and light metals. Um, the pay that adults get for working at, like, for instance, textiles, is so different and so little in comparison to what we make here in the United States. For one day, they will make $6.86. In the United States, we are on minimum wage, and for 1 hour on minimum wage, we are paid $7.25. And so this comes out to be 84 cents an hour to support a whole family. Now, I noticed when we were in El Salvador that we went to the grocery store and the prices are the same as ours, or they're even higher. But yet these people are not making the kind of money that we are making, and we're having a hard time in the United States with the amount of money that we get. So how do you think they are doing in El Salvador with making 84 cents an hour? It's heartbreaking, it really is. These people really suffer with poverty. And I know that it's like Christmas when they get a check, you know, Western Union to them to help pay for things like electricity and gasoline and different things that they need. So we need to be more thankful for the amount of money that we are receiving. It's about the children that if they don't have a home, they have to go to work, and they have to work instead of going to school and getting an education. The child labor is very much alive in El Salvador, and this is so sad. They have to go to work for like shopkeepers and different people, and maybe make deliveries or move people from one place to another, and they don't have the opportunities that the children of the United States have, and all the technology and everything available to them. Many of them suffer from medical problems, and they just don't have the coverage that we have here in the United States. El Salvador is a wonderful country, but it suffers greatly, and it's nice to give in to charities that will help support some of these things that are happening in El Salvador. We do have like different agreements with El Salvador where they actually make things to bring into our country. And so they are a friend of ours. And we need to take that into consideration. It was really a life changer for me to go to El Salvador and see what was transpiring there. I've been raised my whole life in this country and always had what I needed. And to see and know that there are people that are hurting like that really gives you like a cultural shock and brings you to reality. Now that I have talked to you about this wonderful country of El Salvador and its people, I would like to end my speech with this. After discussing all of this, I hope that you can see how that trying to make a living in some other countries like El Salvador for their families brings a lot of pain and suffering because it causes the family unit to be separated. The men no longer are present in the home and have to immigrate to the United States or other countries to work. They have to send most of their money home, and so they live like dirt poor here in the United States. Uh, it's not easy. It's very, very hard. And so, although you may have never ever thought about a small country like El Salvador and how that people may be living or what they're going through there, I hope that my speech to you, my talk to you today has kind of brought it all home to you and help you to understand about other countries that suffer and other people that suffer and how good that we do have it here in the United States. Thank you.